Hello fellow AFOLs and welcome to Long's Bricks. Today we are taking a look at LEGO Star Wars Set 75378 Barc Speeder Escape. It has 221 pieces and retails for $29.99. Now this is one of the new LEGO Star Wars sets that will be coming out officially on May 1st, but I found it at my local Target this week. I've seen a lot of people online also finding it at Target. So for whatever reason, Target put out a decent number of the sets early. I've noticed some Walmarts doing the same. So it will be officially available everywhere, including Lego and Lego stores and Lego.com on May 1st, but some places starting to trickle out early. So as you can see here, we have the Barc Speeder with the sidecar. We have the lamppost, which I believe has become legendary at this point. And then we have 4 minifigures. We have Keller and Beck, Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, and 2 501st Clone Troopers. So we'll dive in and we'll take a look at the minifigures first. So we will start with the 501st Trooper. Now there are 2 included in the set. We're only going to take a look at 1 here because they are exactly the same. But you have some nice printing here on the front. Leg printing, chest printing. I think the helmet looks pretty good from the front. Now it does have those holes in the side that I know a lot of people do not care for. But unfortunately it seems like that's what we're going to be getting for Clone Troopers going forward. We have some nice printing here on the back. And he comes with kind of a standard blaster there, as you can see. If I take the helmet off, he has kind of the standard clone face. No second printing there on the back. But overall, a pretty good looking 501st Trooper. Next up, we have Keller and Beck. I think this is a pretty fantastic looking minifigure, and I'm always excited to add more Jedi to the collection. He comes with 2 lightsabers here, 1 blue and 1 green. And they have those kind of frosted blades, which I think look really sharp. I really like that. Some nice metallic silver there for the lightsaber hilts. And the printing on the chest I think looks pretty great, as well as the printing there on the front of the legs. Nothing on the side of the arms or the side of the legs, anything like that. No second face, as you can see. But if I pop his cloth cape piece up there, we can see the printing on the back. And this is really nice cloth cape. Really nice and malleable. It's not like the paper ones that get kind of bent and crinkle. Although I will say, you know, having to stack 2 of them there underneath the head, it looks a little thick. But overall, I think this is a really impressive minifigure. And again, always happy to add more Jedi to the collection. And then last but certainly not least, we have Grogu. I don't think this is anything new. I think this is the same as the one we've seen in countless other sets at this point. But still looks good. I think the head is nicely sculpted and painted. And then I'm not really sure what's going on with the chest. I guess that's just like the little robes that he wears. And I don't know, the printing just looks a little off to me. But again, I don't think it's any different than what we've been getting. So there's nothing wrong with the printing. I just think, to me personally, I don't really know what they're going for. Just kind of some crinkles and creases in his outfit there. But still a very cool, tiny little minifigure. So moving on to the main set itself, of course, we have the Barc Speeder, which is the main draw here, but not to be counted out, the lamppost. So this has kind of become a meme online. There's not much to say here. It is what it is. It's the lamppost as advertised, just a small little build here. And I think I heard someone online say that this is the first part of the Jedi Temple we've ever been given, and that's hilarious and sad all at the same time. So, yeah, it's a lamppost. And that's what it is. So we'll put that off to the side. We'll take a look at the actual Barc Speeder. I think this looks pretty great. I mean, it's a nice big build. You have these little ski pieces on the side here, which they're okay. I will say that they're not really attached as securely as I would like. You know, if you just kind of pick this thing up to handle it, you're more than likely going to move one of these around or just knock it off completely. I kind of wish that they were a little bit more integrated into the build instead of just kind of popped on the end as almost like an afterthought. But I like the build up here for the engines. I think that looks pretty cool. You have these lights here on the back. I like this piece here, this contour I think looks really good. You have a few stickers here, here, and here just to add a little bit of extra detail, but they look pretty good, as well as this one sticker here on the front. Mine was a little messed up when it was still attached to the sticker sheet, but I can live with that. It's not super noticeable, but you do have these massive stud shooters here on the front, which kind of take away a little bit from kind of like the sleek contour of the front of a Barc Speeder. It's not terrible. They work perfectly fine. You just go ahead and push these in and they will fire, and they give you these little studs here. They fit in very easily. Now, I guess technically you could take them off if you wanted. They're not super integrated into the design. So if you wanted to take them off and you kind of like that look, I'll take this one off as well. I kind of like this look a little bit better, but I also don't love these, exposed studs here. So maybe if I could find just like, a white by 1x3 tile piece that I could just pop over that, and then maybe that would just kind of, make it look a little bit better and wouldn't stand out as much. I might look into something like that. I just kind of like this, more sleek design. But they're not terrible, and like I said, the nice thing is that they can pop off pretty simply if you don't like that look. There we go, pop these back on. So that's going to be up to you. I mean, they don't look terrible, but I kind of like it better without it. But again, it's all personal preference. You do also have these exposed studs over here, which I have to say I was kind of surprised about. And even this little bit up here, I feel like that could have easily been a 1x3 white tile piece instead of having the studs there, just to give it a little bit more sleek look. Again, with a little bit of self-modification, you could pop that off and replace it, and maybe pop these off and replace it. So maybe I'll look into that. You have the sidecar here, which is connected with these Technic pieces. Now, technically, these can move. I don't think it's a feature. I think it's just the way that it's built. But technically, you can do that, and this can also move up and down. Again, technically, I just think it's the way it's built. I don't think that's a feature or anything, but, if you'd like to utilize it, you certainly can. The coolest part about the sidecar, though, is you can see that the pram is integrated here, and you can just pop this off. You can see it just attaches to these two jumpers right here, and then we can go ahead and pop Grogu inside. So if you just want him cruising around in his pram, you can absolutely do that. They actually include a small clear piece that you can pop on here to kind of make it look like the pram is floating. Now, it is a little front heavy, so sometimes it tends to fall forward. The only other thing I could think of to combat that is maybe attach this a little bit there, and that helps a little bit. It's not centered, but it does seem to kind of shift the weight a little bit, and it does kind of, like now it kind of makes it lean a little bit to the side though, so you kind of have to pick your battle on that one. So, but they do include that little piece to kind of make it look like the pram is floating, which I think is kind of cool. It's a nice little added thing that's very simple to just kind of toss in the set. But yeah, you just go ahead and connect the jumpers to these two front pieces here, and it just pops right in there. If you want, you can angle this back a little bit if that makes it easier to connect it, and then kind of push that back down. And then, of course, we can take Keller and Beck, and I'll take the lightsabers out here temporarily, and he can pop in here. You can see there are two studs right here to connect him to like the back part of his legs here. Pop him in, and then he is cruising around with Grogu intact. And it's cool. I like it. I really like this Barc speeder. The colors are great. The build is fun. Like I said, a couple little things if I had my preference to modify, maybe hide a little bit of these studs, maybe take the stud shooters off the front. But other than that, I think it looks pretty cool. And I do really like the fact that you can pop the pram out. I appreciate that. That is a separate piece. And the other thing is, if you really wanted to, other characters could connect. So if you want to pretend that, Order 66 hasn't quite happened yet, you could go ahead and connect another character to these jumpers and have them ride around on that. So that is an option as well. So that's kind of cool. So you have a couple options there with the sidecar, which is nice. But yeah, overall, it's a fun build. Obviously, the main attraction in the set. But don't count out Lamp. Overall, I really like this set a lot. I think the Barc speeder looks great. I love the little pram for Grogu. I love the Grogu minifigure, but I feel like the excitement for it has worn off because it's been in so many sets at this point. So while it totally makes sense to include him in this set, it's not really anything you don't have already if you've bought anything Mandalorian related in the past 2 years. But I do like the inclusion of the pram, and I think that's nice because we haven't really had a pram for Grogu, I think, since the UCS Razor Crest, which I didn't pick up personally, so this is a nice affordable way to get a pram for Grogu. Keller and Beck is fantastic. Love that minifigure. Love the two lightsabers that he comes with. Get a couple of 501st Troopers to add to your army. Everything about that's fantastic. And then, Lamp is here. almost a character of his own at this point. So, you know, does it weigh the or carry the $29.99 price tag? That's going to be up to you. I don't think it's totally absurd. I don't think it's vastly overpriced. I mean, you're getting 3.5 minifigures here. We'll say we value that at $15, something like that. You know, I think the Barc Speeder here is a decent build, decent size. I could easily say that's $10. So maybe you're more at like the $25 price point. And then they kind of felt that, so that's why they included Lamp to bump it up to $30. It's going to be up to you. Maybe you wait for a sale. The thing with these, usually $30 sets don't go down in price much more than 20%. So maybe $6 off if you wait long enough. But to me, I was excited to find it early. And even if you want to get this on day one, I don't think the price is outrageous. I mean, like I said, if you wait for a sale, you're maybe going to save $5 or $6. It's up to you. I mean, is it worth waiting a year and a half to save $5, or would you rather just get it now and enjoy it now? That's a decision you need to make. But I don't think the price is outrageous. I think for what you get here, this is a pretty great set. I love getting more 501st Troopers. I love Keller and Beck. I love the Praying for Grogu. The Barc Speeder's nice. And then, like I said, Lamp's just larger than life at this point. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree? Are you going to wait for a sale? Are you picking this up day one? Where's your head at on that one? So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. And as always, thank you so much for watching.